Michael Needham, is that the right response to this crisis? Welcome to America?
Well, look, I think George's heart was in the right place. His heart is where all of our heart is. He just got the policy wrong. The most compassionate thing we can do as a nation is say the way for a child to come to America is legally holding the hand of a parent. Unfortunately, the president's policy does the exact opposite thing. It's why the number of unaccompanied minors has gone from 6,000 people in 2011 to 90,000 people this year, 150,000 people next year. But I'm not sure why we're all so down on what Washington did this past week. The House Republicans passed two bills. Both of them had over 95% of Republicans supporting it. That did two things. They said, let's look at the cause of the problem, and that's the president's total lawlessness with regards to our immigration laws, and let's look at some solutions. And so I think the only people who are really attacking themselves within the Republican Party seem to be Kim and this panel right now. The Republican Party did the right thing.
Kim, equal time.
Look, the Republican Party, again, they've been down there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, saying the biggest crisis is to deal something with this issue down at the border. And instead, they had to go through, again, another act of self-immolation over immigration instead of just putting forward. And no, look, they've got, their prospects are very good for this fall, but one of the key questions that is going to be asked is whether or not they can govern. And in a moment like this down there, which exposing all of the wounds, and again, the fact that the party can't get this is just not good for them.
The Republican Party did a good job of governing here. The President of the United States laid a trap. He laid a trap, which is exactly what he did. He tried to blame other people for his problems. The reason that we have a crisis on the border right now is not a law passed by President Bush in 2008. It's not that there's enough money. It's that the President of the United States put up the beacon of amnesty.
No, he did not.
Of course he did. 2 years ago with his laws.
These kids are fleeing fleeing gangs and criminality. Their lives are in danger. That's what created the situation.
So that didn't exist 2 years ago.
Not to this degree, no, sir. Now, that does not mean that we completely open up the border, but George Will was actually right on the policy. These kids that are here, this country's got to bring them in. But let's work together, two parties, to find a way that we don't have more kids coming in. Your party didn't work on that this week. Your party tried to
I never thought I would say this, but Juan, come on, speak up. Get into the conversation.
Well, no, I mean, I just think it was a rough week for the Republican Party. I understand Michael's point. I mean, you want to say that the Republicans did something. And I think it speaks to the base in terms of the base being unalterably opposed to anything that might be construed as amnesty. But, you know, there is a crisis, as Ron says, that is a unique crisis. This is apart, as in just the way that you laid it out, this is apart from comprehensive immigration reform. There's a specific, immediate urgency with regard to these children. And to say, oh, they should be coming holding a parent's hand, well, ideally, but not when they're running away from people who are shooting at them in the most dangerous place in the world.